So up with you. It's Chair coming at you from the laundry room again. How's it going, y'all? Alright, today, I know I always say this, but hopefully today's going to be a quick one. Uh, Not only because I want to keep it brief, but because I gotta go to work soon, so I gotta start getting ready. But today I'm going to actually present my theory. I'm going to do this a lot of times, so it's not going to be the only time I mention it. But today, I want to summarize it super simply. I've spent a lot of time putting this together and trying to think of a way to present this in a simple manner so that you guys can understand why it's so important. So basically, what it boils down to is morality matters. The morality of mankind and humanity, how we interact with each other and how we treat each other. It's not just important on a social level, but it actually has an effect, I guess you could say, on the physical world around us. And I believe it's possible to find information that supports that. And so I'm going to explain to you why it is that I think that that's the case. My whole, Christian faith thing and the whole heaven and hell concept and where that comes into play when it comes to the morality thing. So to start off, I'm going to leave a couple links probably down in the description for you guys to click on if you want to know more information about the thing I'm going to read. I'm not going to go into depth about it. I'm not going to go bit by bit and explain the whole thing. It's just to kind of give you context. But the thing I'm talking about is the Emerald Tablet of Hermes. It's a pretty well-known thing, and there's a lot of people that it's a mystery as to what it means, and there's a lot of debate over what it means. So I'm going to explain it to you as it applies to my theory. There's a lot of wisdom in the tablet, so there's more than just the one I'll be presenting today. However, I just wanted to get you guys familiarized with it. It was covered on Joe Rogan. Y-Files did one. I'll try to see what I can find and put it in the description below. But I'm going to read that to you today. It's not very long. It's only like 10 sentences or so. I guess you'd call them probably paragraphs, maybe. But it's a real short thing. Like, I'll show you what. This book here, it's not even really a book. It's just the Emerald Tablet, like, repeated 1,000 different times. Different translations, all the different translations that were done. It's actually pretty cool. I think I got it on, like, Amazon or something like that. But anyways, we're going to go over it, and then I'm going to explain the theory. Alright, here we go. You ready? Alright. This is true and far distant from a lie. Whatever is below is like that which is above, and that which is above is like that which is below. By this are acquired and perfected the miracles of the one thing. Also, As all things were made from one by the help of one, so all things are made from one thing by conjunction. The father thereof is the sun, and the mother thereof is the moon. The wind carries it in its belly, and the nurse thereof is the earth. This is the mother or fountain of all perfection, and its power is perfect and entire, if it be changed into earth. Separate the earth from the fire, and the subtle and thin from the gross and thick, but prudently with long sufferance, gentleness, and patience, and wisdom, and judgment. It ascends from the earth up to heaven, and descends again from heaven to the earth, and receives the powers and efficacy of the superiors and inferiors. In this work you acquire to yourself the wealth and glory of the whole world. Drive therefore from all cloudiness or obscurity, darkness, and blindness. For the work increasing or going on in strength adds strength to strength, forestalling and overstopping all other fortitudes and powers, and is able to subjugate and conquer all things, whether they be thin and subtle, or thick and solid bodies. In this manner was the world made, and hence are all the wonderful conjunctions together of the matter and parts thereof, and the marvelous effects, when in this way it is done, by which these wonders are effected. And for this cause I am called Hermes Trismegistus, for that I have the knowledge or understanding of the philosophy of the three principles of the universe. My doctrine or discourse, which I have here delivered concerning this solar work, is complete and perfect. Give it a moment. Let it sink in. Take it in. Rewind it, play it back, do what you gotta do. Look it up on the internet. Take it in. It's a very important text, in my humble opinion. Many would agree. But you'll find, if you do your research, that there are some that doubt, the authenticity. You have to make sure also, too, that we're looking at the Emerald Tablet of Hermes. There's a couple other ones, like the Emerald Tablet of Thoth, that they have questionable origins and stuff like that. That's not this. This is a completely different thing. Anyways, on to explaining precisely the theory. I'm just going to hit you right with it. Essentially, there is a symbol. There is a symbol in alchemy and stuff like that. Let me see if I can find it. I usually have it sitting around somewhere. Yep, got one right here. Boom. It's this guy. It's called a circumpunct. All right. And that circumpunct, it's a very meaningful symbol. But its relationship, part of that, is described within that text there. And essentially what it's saying is that, there's like this this pattern, this cycle things go through. And, that's where the whole reincarnation thing I was talking about comes from. Well, that cyclical action is like a distribution, a soul distribution that happens with the souls that exist on a planet, the beings that occupy it. They're the ones that have a stake in the planet existing and thriving, and henceforth their moral behaviors and things are linked specifically to the planet itself. Therefore, when we misbehave and we act like fools and bring about our own demise, you know, bring about like a nuclear destruction or something of ourselves, or just a bad behaviors and, you know, full of sin and terrible stuff. I'm at a loss for words for it, I suppose. But when we get to a certain condition, it trips like a booby trap. You know, it resets itself and salvages what good souls it can, and then reprocesses. You know, it kind of like does like a separation thing, to where it like pulls apart what's positive or useful from what has no use, and suppresses what has no use or has little use to what has a lot of use. You know, this here having a lot of use and this here having very little use. That's the suppressed portion, and this here is the, you know, the outer portion. Anyways, so let me hit you with my diagram. Boom, here it is. Check it. I'm going to try to let it sit so you guys can all look at it. So the way that it works is, just like the circumpunct, we have a central point inside the center of the planet, and we have an outer sphere, which is the atmosphere. Okay? And in the middle of those two things is the planet Earth itself. Now, based on our moral behaviors and stuff like that, our souls are either distributed out into the outer atmosphere, or it's pulled in towards the core of the planet. Now, what does this do, and what evidence do I have to support this idea at all? Okay. Now, first of all, let us know that heaven and hell and stuff, they're a relative thing. You know, like hell, like earth is hell to an angel. You know, like by a perspective sort of, it's like a type of hell. You know, there would be multiples of them or whatever. But, you know, anything lesser than what it is that you currently have, I suppose, or currently are experiencing. And also, I've mentioned we create our own hells or whatever by our actions and the way that we behave and stuff like that. So anyways, the point is that this distribution and the evidence that I have for the fact that this distributes in this way, and with the like, let's remember that the mechanic here is that it has a reincarnation thing. So the souls don't always have to spend all eternity at the core of the planet, and they also don't have to spend eternity at the outer portions of the atmosphere of it, or on Earth, or being reborn. Like, there's a hierarchy to it where it can expand beyond that. However, the evidence that I was about to say is that I believe that it is linked to the density of the planet. I don't know if you know or not, but our planet is mysteriously denser than they feel that it should be. You know, by comparison to a lot of the other planets and our mass and stuff like that, we are a tremendously dense planet. Also, there's the mystery of the ozone layer and the depletion of the ozone layer, and how you know, um, they don't really know why it is that that's occurring and yada yada. So, what my theory is stating is that right now our planet is at, let me get my diagram again, is at an imbalance. And that imbalance has distributed souls towards the core, making us denser and thinning the outer atmosphere of our planet, because there's not a whole lot of heavenly residents. There's more people living in hell right now. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the whole, pretty much the whole shtick. Now, people can work their way through levels, and you know what I mean? Like, we're here for billions of years, you know, with reincarnation and stuff like that. When it comes to perfecting souls that can truly be in the presence of God, or be as close to God as one could ever hope to be, then, you know, it takes a long time. Billions of years, probably. And, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of the theory. And so, by behaving the way that we are, we're bringing about our own destruction. Like, our planet is designed to, when the balance is tipped, collapse and reset. I mean, when souls can be reborn, and it's all about perfecting the soul, and it's, the life goes beyond just the lifespan of a human being, and it's a soul that you're developing, and not just a human within the lifespan of whatever 50 to 100 years that we live. It becomes a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? There's more stake in it. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, man. This is really important to me. This is the whole reason I'm on here talking. You know, I'm not freaking crazy. I mean, this is crazy talk, dude, but I did a lot of research. I've looked into this a lot, and I think there's other people. There's a dude I saw did a video, I'll try to link that too down below, about Saturn, that kind of follows uh, the same sort of logic and stuff like that. And I'm just trying to get to figuring things out, and I hope, you know, you guys will help me. I don't know. Again, let me know what you guys think. If you liked this, like it, I'm going to talk more about this. I'm going to get in depth about it. That's just the rundown. Um, and yeah. All right, I got to get ready for work, so I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.